And actually, our last one. This is the one I really wanted to break down a little bit more, and that is Miss Marvel versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, you haven't seen Miss Marvel, have you?
I have not.
Okay. But you've watched Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I have.
Great. And you're very opinionated about Obi-Wan Kenobi, correct?
I am.
As a matter of fact, you are such a Star Wars fan that you kind of broke the rules. There's many rules you seem to have in the military. You decorated your helmet, didn't you?
Yeah. I absolutely did. I have like little rebel symbols all over my shit. Everything.
That's awesome, dude.
Yep.
That's great, man. So Miss Marvel, I am going to say this about Miss Marvel. I watched the first 2 episodes just the other day, or I watched the first episode and I watched the second episode just the other day. What an unexpected fun show. It's a show that like I have no business liking. You know, it's not in my regular wheelhouse, but I will admit this to you, to everyone watching right now and who will be watching in the future. I have guilty pleasures when it comes to TV shows. I loved iCarly. Grown-ass man, I loved iCarly. I don't know why. Sometimes I just need that mindless humor. And not saying that Miss Marvel is mindless, but it does kind of fall in that same wheelhouse of this is targeted for a younger audience. But for some reason, I'm actually just really enjoying the show.
See, that's a sign of good writing.
Yes, well, that's the thing. The show is, it's well written in the sense of emotions and bringing light to a community of people. You know, the lead character here is Indian, and you know, obviously it's all of most of her friends and family are Indian, and you get to dive down to that culture a little bit more. Like there's things that I've never known about, you know, that culture before that I'm learning through this show, that I'm beginning to understand that culture more because of this, and not in your face, we're gonna, you know, try to push our religion or, you know, our culture onto you, but it's just part of it. It's just part of the show, and it's weaved into there so nonchalantly, but like it's still prominent to who the character is and the development of the character. But also there are some downfalls with the show when it comes to, you know, like how she comes across her powers. There's some convenience. There's a lot of convenience when it comes to that, and just to get the rest of the story moving forward. But the show itself, all in all, I'm having a good time with it. I really am. So
yeah, that's good.
I do promote Miss Marvel, and I'm looking forward to the next series, which is even more, or not series, the next episode, which is even more surprising because I am not a Captain Marvel fan. I watched the movie, doesn't do anything for me. Captain Marvel was in, you know, those other movies, and every time she was in it, I didn't care. Like, I don't know. It's just the character does not resonate with me, but Miss Marvel is going to be in that same world. So, well, I'll see. We'll see where it goes. But right now, I'm really enjoying it. Now, another show I really enjoyed for 2 episodes and then didn't afterwards was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep. Right fucking there with you.
I'm going to let you take the realm on this one.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So I have a lot of issues with this fucking show. All right. One of the writers of the show, one of the major writers, what's his stupid ass name? Sorry. I do have so much. Joby Harrell. He didn't even watch Revenge of the Sith. He didn't watch any of the other Star Wars content. He just wrote a fucking story. So this is like my issue with a lot of Disney created Star Wars content. They don't give a shit about the fans, and they don't give a shit about the characters. And it shows in their shows that they make about Star Wars and in their movies about Star Wars. Rogue One so far has been the only passable Disney Star Wars thing that I've seen. I loved Rogue One. It was good.
Oh, okay. So you're not a fan of like the sequel trilogy? Yeah.
No, I
like
honestly,
any of them?
I did not like any of them. I think that J.J. Abrams has a couple good ideas sometimes, but you know, most of his ideas are, oh, does it not make sense? Oh, here's some lens flare. And
hey, there's nothing wrong with a good lens flare.
there's nothing wrong with it.
When it comes down to Obi-Wan Kenobi specifically, though, like,
there's a lot of issues. Okay?
Yeah, break down some of those issues that you are prominently having.
So,
with the show.
Just to address the elephant in the room, I guess. Yeah, the main actress in there, she received a lot of hate online, which, of course, I do not encourage, nor do I endorse. Some of it, however, was pretty valid, and the complaints were not around her, but her character is like,
right.
Why the fuck is this show even called Obi-Wan Kenobi when he's in there for like 2 fucking seconds? Just call it The Adventures of Leia and Rava.
Yeah.
And
I understand. They did have a lot of hate for her, and the wrong type of hate. You know, they were
absolutely
they were attacking her.
Those dudes are dicks, though, and they exist for any kind of medium. The thing is, though, when you take valid criticisms and then you just lump them in with the other assholes, it demeans the whole fan base.
Right.
And that's my problem with Disney and Star Wars, is that anytime they receive any kind of criticism, instead of acknowledging it or anything like that, they just kind of, I don't know, they like double down. And
it's so odd that a show like this, that I think should have been a movie and written by, people that watched the previous movies, like we expect a lot from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like we really did. And even McGregor coming back, like he was on board, like people were just all up in arms, really hyped up for it. And now we've watched this. We've watched a series. No worries. Now we've watched a series where what could have been a great character study of somebody who's dealing with this trauma. He in his mind, basically killed his best friend, and his Jedi council is all being hunted, and they failed miserably at what they were trying to do. And now he's on the run, and just not even on the run. Now he's in hiding, and basically just keeping an eye on, a distant eye on Luke, and just working at this meat factory. And, that's his daily. He's pretty much in a depression, if you will. And
that's what we were promised too. Like not just through the trailers, but even through Star Wars, like at Comic-Con or the May the 4th event or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what they said we were getting, was a character study of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And it hasn't been that.
No, not at all. It's been,
Well, hold on.
A little bit.
I think there's been moments. There has been, especially in the first 2 episodes. I really like the first 2 episodes. I really do. And I think they kind of dive into that character study a little bit more. And actually, I don't even mind this last episode. Now, I am also not a huge Star Wars fan. As a matter of fact, if you know Film Trigger, if you've watched this channel and you watched my very first review series I ever did, it was of the entire Star Wars franchise, because I only watched them on and off when I was a kid. I didn't really know much about them, so I was kind of revisiting them as an adult, and I watched it in chronological order, and man, my emotions were up and down. But now I understand the stories, I understand the characters, but I'm still not like the biggest fan of the series. Like, I'll go watch it. I was excited for Obi-Wan, but I'm not going to sit here and pick it apart and be like, oh my God, that's not canon. How could they do that? Because I like to trust creators. If you want to take something and put it in a slightly different direction, as long as you do it in a creative way, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm excited for what oh God, I can never say his fucking name. The director of Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. He's gonna make
Taika Waititi.
Yes, that's it. He's making a Star Wars movie, and I'm happy about the direction he wants to take it. He does understand it, and he's like, I think fans want to see something new in that universe, and it's not surrounded by these characters all the time.
Right. And he's also, Taika Waititi is very good at giving you extremely heavy stories wrapped in a comedy essence. It's so strange that he can do this movie like Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good director, and he's a good writer.
Yeah, Jojo
and
Rabbit.
That's what this really comes down to, is that the show is just badly written.
Yeah,
completely negating that I'm a massive Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's badly written, and I understand that not, especially the prequels. The first 2 are not well written at all. They're kind of shitty, but that doesn't mean that you somehow get a pass to do it now.
Right. I think the biggest disappointment for me when it comes to Obi-Wan Kenobi is it's just you have all these great actors doing these pretty great performances, you know, especially Ewan McGregor. Like he's like
yeah, he's a veteran actor and he loves being Obi-Wan.
Yes, he does.
He loves it.
And you're right, the dialogue, the story is just not quite there. It's not matching up to what fans have expected, which in my mind, I think that's okay as long as you do it creatively, as long as you change things creatively. But it just seems like it's you got some missteps, and you know we got 6 episodes and they're not even 40 minutes long, and you got so many stories going on at one time. How are we supposed to follow any of this and actually have a complete story? We have the snippet. We know Reva, you know, spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched episode 5 yet. There is episode 5 spoilers here.
Although you should know it just from watching the opening of the fucking first episode. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, but Reva, Reva obviously was one of the younglings, you know, when Anakin, you know, the infamous youngling scene. You know, he took him out and she survived. And now she's part of, you know, the, what I forget the name of what she is.
The Inquisitors.
Thank you. I could not think of that. But you come to learn that she's actually been wanting to take out Darth Vader. Like her main goal was to kill Darth Vader. It wasn't to kill Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There is so much to unpack with that we just do not get. And there's a whole bunch that's happened.
Like a 5-minute scene, dude. It's not fair to the actress. It's not fair to the characters at all either. And that's what kind of sucks.
Yes.
It's like she's a good actress. I don't think that she's bad at all. Do I think that she has a very well-written part? I mean, absolutely not.
Nobody does, and that's the shitty part. Nobody has a well-written part because there's not enough time for it. There's not enough time invested into it. Now, if this was a series, if this was like a 12-episode series, then you can dive into that. I mean, why would I even suspect that she wants to kill Darth Vader because he killed like 5 of her friends, you know, 20 years ago?
Yeah, that she barely knew, by the way. She was a young one. Sorry.
Yeah. Right. But how many people has she killed? How many Jedi has she killed?
She's been a fucking space Nazi for 15 years, and now it's fine.
Right. She's cutting off people's hands. What was she going to do to Leia?
She was about to stick like that, you know, the machine that took 30 minutes to fucking warm up, about to stick the needles in her eyes or whatever the fuck. By the way, that machine is great at suspense because it's like, it's coming. Sorry, we have to set it to kid. We have to get you in the kid seat real quick. We're not using this on adults.
You better be scared. No, here it comes.
Be scared. I'm getting pretty upset at you, Leia. You little shit.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. You know, it's not good payoff. It's low hanging fruit, and I just don't.
Dude, it really is. Honestly, nobody wanted to fucking see a little Leia. Nobody really wanted to see half the shit that we got in the show.
Well, I don't mind. Actually, I enjoy little Leia.
I don't mind her either. The actress is good.
The actress is good, and I actually enjoyed him saving her. Like that little storyline. It kind of, to me, that just kind of implements, you know, Obi-Wan into her world a little bit. Why? One of the many reasons why she would trust to reach out to him in the original Star Wars movie.
Right.
You know, I like that.
That was my attitude too.
Right. They build that camaraderie, that trust, that deep history. But then he's got to go and save her again. Like he saves her twice. I mean, like all this story
like
we
Palpatine,
could be unpacking.
Dude. It's like all of his plans is like, haha, but I was thinking of that too. Oh, fuck, man.
Okay, so what about the big guy, Darth Vader?
I love that Hayden Christensen is back. I think that he got a really, really shitty Raw deal. He definitely didn't deserve the hate that he got. I really liked him.
Nobody deserved the hate that they got. In that movie.
Nobody deserved that, honestly.
Prequel series.
But Hayden Christensen, especially, I did like his acting. I still do. And I think, honestly, the reason that it upsets me so much is that this is his, you know, he hasn't been on the big screen in a while. He hasn't been on a show in a while. and now he comes back to a show and it's being, it's given mixed reviews. Yeah. He's hardly in it, and it's not fair to him.
Right. Well, yeah, that's a very good point. And it sucks. It sucks that this is getting mixed reviews, but it's weird at the same time. Like, is there a lot of hatred in the fandom out there for this show? Is it? I don't really go into the Twitter world too often, so like, I don't know what the actual hate is for this show. But
so the hate so far is mostly surrounded by the writing. Like, everyone says the same thing. Like, okay, so Obi-Wan's been hiding, and he's been so good at hiding, but then he'll just call Leia in front of fucking stormtroopers like nothing. And then, the little checkpoint that they go through where there's like little laser doors, but there's clearly fucking shit on the side that they could just like walk right by.
Right. Yeah.
The details. Get it. All right. There's little things, but then there's other shit. Like Obi-Wan just starts popping motherfuckers and shooting them. And there's like a whole truck of stormtroopers that just like, they get out. He's already shooting people, and they're like, get out on the ground. It's like, dude, you're past the arrest point at this time, all right? And you're telling me none of these motherfuckers had a picture of what this dude looked like? They're like, we're looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well,
he's a guy, that's for sure.
Well, to be fair, it seems in the Star Wars world, it seems like photography is not their strong suit.
Well, that's the thing. They had holograms of the fucking dude.
Well, yeah, but the holograms are all like they're not great. They're not even in color. They're just kind of like
they're in like blue staticky,
right, zigging and out, and like
you got to put the rabbit ears on. It's a pain in the ass.
Exactly. But check out our cool ships.
And it's, you can tell when people give a shit about the story versus when they don't. All right. Yeah. Like the first season of The Mandalorian, the stormtroopers in there, right? They are played by, they're a nonprofit group. They're called the 501st. They're just a bunch of fucking nerds like me who dress up in clone trooper and stormtrooper armor. Jon Favreau and, what's his name? The other guy who wrote it.
Right. I don't know who the other guy is.
Dave Maloney or whatever. They liked them so much that they invited them on the show because they had better armor and better props than fucking Disney did.
Wow. Okay.
That's how much love and that's how much a little bit of love can do for a show. Because then what did we see? We saw Death Troopers and Stormtroopers, and they looked good. They looked like dirty. They looked like the Empire has fallen for a while, and that was cool. Now we get this where they're supposed to be new and everything, and then they kind of, they're all just kind of walking around like they're like, yeah, being a stormtrooper is cool, and they can't. I get it, they can't hit shit, whatever. Like I think
that one scene in episode, I think it was 4, when he's in that tiny little hallway. He's got troopers on each side.
They're all shooting, and then there's the guy in the black armor with the red shoulder pad, right?
Yeah,
that's a purge trooper. Those guys are supposed to be clone troopers still who have killed Jedi before, and he can't hit shit either.
Well, hey, at least the writers knew how to keep that canon.
And then honestly, I know it's fucked up too, but I just wanted one of them to shoot Leia. Like, she's not even hiding, man. She's just in the hallway, like, oh, watch out, Obi. You got it, Dr. Jones. Like, what the fuck? Just hit her. She's right there. The whole story could stop right here. Shoot her.
There's 2 people in there. So to kind of tie this back in with Miss Marvel, because this is a Miss Marvel versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, I do find it disappointing that I've seen 5 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I've gotten more story out of the 2 episodes of Miss Marvel. I know the characters, and they're spending time with the characters, and when they come in and out of each scene, I know who that character is. I know why they're there. I know their integrity. I know what the point, their backstory, all this stuff. I'm not getting that. As again, it's episode 5. We just realized that what Reva is doing,
and then
is completely opposite of what
fucking still alive too, which is fucking cheap and stupid.
We don't know, but
she's probably still alive. They're not going to let her character die because she's too shitty written.
Well, apparently, if you're gonna get stabbed, if you're gonna get hurt with a lightsaber, get stabbed, because that's apparently the only way to survive.
Yeah, apparently, that fucking does it.
Just get
well,
stabbed
getting cut in half doesn't do shit either, because I mean, Darth Maul's still alive.
How dangerous are lightsabers?
Yeah, apparently they cauterize the wound as they cut, so I mean, they're almost like the good thing to have.
Oh man. Listen, moving. What do you expect from episode 6? Like, do you have hope that episode 6 will either
My
introduce?
hope died with episode 3.
Oh, okay, all right.
And honestly, the way that you talk about Miss Marvel and the way that I've heard things about it, it sounds well written, and I do actually want to watch it. That's the first Marvel TV series that I actually kind of wanted to give a chance.
Yeah,
and that says a lot.
Fun. Yeah, to me, it's so far. I'd have to say it's my second favorite Marvel series. My first one is Loki. I absolutely love Loki. I just watched Loki again. I binged it again, and I don't re-binge anything. I barely have time to binge anything.
Yeah.
But like to re-binge something like Loki, I absolutely loved it. And Miss Marvel is on her way to being that second favorite spot. You know, she really is. Right now, WandaVision's in that second favorite spot, but I have a problem with the first 3 episodes of WandaVision. So,
yeah. Honestly, like, it's not even like Miss Marvel versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's just good writing versus bad writing.
Right. Yeah, and I think that just calls it. I think that's Miss Marvel wins.
Yeah,
Miss Marvel wins in the competition.
Miss Marvel. I haven't even seen it, and I give it to them. It sounds like they gave more of a shit about their character than they did Obi-Wan.
Check out that first episode, man. You know, it might not be for you. As I said, it is targeted towards a younger audience, but like my simpleton mind, you know, loves that low-hanging fruit sometimes. Or not, I shouldn't call it low-hanging fruit. That's a term I just generally use, but I shouldn't call it that. No, it's not low-hanging fruit. It's just targeted to a different audience than what I am.
Easily digestible.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But again, there's when it comes to Miss Marvel, there are some convenient things that happen. It's like, okay,
of course. I mean, it's a Marvel story, I imagine so, but
right. It's kind of like, oh, I got powers. Hey, you know, I got powers. Oh, you got powers? Yeah, sweet, cool. Let's.
You mean like those other fucking metahumans or whatever they call them here?
Right. Exactly.
Like Batman.
Actually, not like Batman in any sort of way, shape, or form. Batman doesn't have powers, so.
But he's like super strong.
It's like, I'm rich.
I'm rich.
Listen, man, I'm one of those people. I always have faith. I really do. And like, even though I thought episode 5, it didn't really do much for me in the way of the character study that I expected from Obi-Wan Kenobi. But what it did for me was I did enjoy it. Like if I get rid of all the Star Wars lore as a show itself, I did enjoy it. I was able to take my mind out of the previous stuff, and I did enjoy the scenes with Darth Vader. I enjoyed the lesson.
I will give it that. Any scene with Darth Vader so far in there he's carried the show, and that's awesome for Hayden Christensen, honestly.
Right.
Even the little throwback scenes too, I did like.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting choice for them not to de-age them, but okay.
Yeah, same.
But and also the city that they're in, you know, that's supposed to have all the flying ships all the time. Yeah, they're not there.
No, they're not. No, that's in the production value.
Yeah.
We use that on Miss Marvel.
But what I did like about that concept was what I think this is their play to try to change that. What everyone's freaking out about, you know, continuity when it comes to, you know, the last time you saw me, you were the master and I was a student, but now I'm the master. You know, like, wait, no, but he wasn't a student anymore. Like they're literally breaking continuity. I think this is their creative way of Obi-Wan going, you're still a fucking student. You're still a student, and you're going to learn that today. You know, just like how he tricked him. You know, you go for the easy, you know, the kill shot. You shouldn't go for the kill shot. You should go for, you know, the longer, more thought out way, which was proven when Darth Vader did his Force thing, stopped the ship. You know,
which was fucking dope, and then just like ripped the doors right the fuck off. Now, here's my proposition. All right, just imagine if the whole show was just Vader and his group of stormtroopers, which in canon they're supposed to be. It's the 501st. It's the guys who destroyed the Jedi Temple with him. Imagine it's just them hunting Obi-Wan Kenobi. Super personal. You could still have the flashbacks, the lessons and everything still going. Yeah. He almost catches them all the time, but not quite. And just imagine how much more personal and better that would be.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a crazy set. You don't even have to have a lot of stormtroopers. You could just have like fucking, 20 guys with them, and that's it.
Yeah, but the almost catching them and him getting away would be problematic in the sense of...
Fuck, I mean, it's happened already for 3 episodes.
Well, that's because it's not Darth Vader. Darth Vader didn't know that Obi-Wan was on Tatooine protecting Luke. So if he keeps coming after him and keep missing him, that would have to mean that Obi-Wan's not on Tatooine all the time. So it kind of that would break that. One thing I did have a problem with is when he did stop that ship, and it wasn't the real ship. It was Obi-Wan pulled a fast one on him and got away on the real ship.
Yeah, where the fuck was that other ship?
But not just that, but why couldn't he just use the Force and stop that ship now? There's a lot of issues that I have with in a world that's based around starships and fucking battleships in space. It seems like if you get into a spaceship and go into space, people are like, oh,
he's gone. Oh, wait, that's right. We have a fucking Star Destroyer in the orbit now.
Right, exactly.
That's all I was imagining. And then this is, again, what I mean, though, dude, is like the writers don't understand the characters. So, of course, the characters that we watch and that we consume are not the characters that we know.
Yeah.
Yes, Anakin, Darth Vader is supposed to be brash and, very headstrong. He goes right into everything, and that's one of his weaknesses. But at the same time, he knows all this shit, and he is very good at what he does. That's why he's been so fucking successful.
Yeah.
And, that every time they do shit like this, it always just seems like Darth Vader is surrounded by incompetent fucking morons everywhere he goes.
Yeah, and then when Reva tries to kill him, he's like, "You don't think I didn't recognize you, youngling?" That is another storyline that could have been told, and if we had more time to spend with these characters, to find out that he's actually been lingering her around. I will say, quick note: the fight scene between her and him, I absolutely loved it. How he just wasn't using a lightsaber.
Yeah, he didn't even use his lightsaber. He was just like, all right, whatever.
They are giving him some badass credit, man. How he fought Obi-Wan just one-handed. Like, I love that stuff. Like, they're doing great with that. And I hope this 6th episode at least gives me a decent conclusion. But when it comes to
that's all I want, man. Is just
when it comes to the overall story of Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm let down. Like it's fun to see these actors play these characters, but that's kind of where it ends for me. It's good to see these people back in these roles and getting new dialogue that I haven't seen 100 times. That's interesting, but the stories, they're just not there. And now like it's the last episode and we're just now getting to Luke. We're just now getting to him. Like, okay,
yeah, and that again, man. We're they try. It's like there's some weird idea that they had is like, hey, what if we had a show and we just make it about these 2 characters? Oh, no one will want to see it. Okay, well let's just throw a well-known character's name onto it and then we'll just fucking put it together.
Right.
And it sucks when they do that though, because then you end up with fans like me who are just like, oh, what the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sucks. I'm sorry for fans like you that the show sucks.
It's okay. So I mean, honestly, I wish I was surprised.
Yeah. Again, it's I always try to have
saturating it, man. Like they're I don't know if you've seen, but they're like coming out with like 10 more Star Wars shows. And it's like, fuck, man, why? Just don't do it. Just let it be, man.
I don't know, man. Okay. I haven't watched Mandalorian season 2. I haven't watched the Boba Fett. Like, again, I'm not into the Star Wars thing.
The last season of Clone Wars, minus the middle 3 episodes, which were just stupid filler, was so fucking good. You could watch those 6 episodes that lead right up to Revenge of the Sith, and it makes Revenge of the Sith better.
And that Revenge of the Sith was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
And Revenge of the Sith is really good. I actually really like that movie.
Yeah, in my review for that movie, I said, this is the story they should have been telling from the beginning. Like, even as Anakin as a kid, like Palpatine should have been a part of that grooming, from the very first prequel.
I wish that the Clone Wars series, which is, again, it's made from Dave Filoni, that's his name. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they did that. They're the same guys who did The Mandalorian, right? Mm-hmm. They did Clone Wars, and there is a lot of really good shit in there. You really get to see these characters get built up, and it ends up being a lot more impactful by Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That all being said, you have all this content there that really builds these characters up, and you really kind of see where they're going. And then you'll have a writer show up who doesn't give a shit about any of that and just wants to fill it up with their own bullshit. And you know what I mean? It's not just disrespectful to the fans, but it's disrespectful to the other people who put all that work in.
Yeah, and the actors playing these characters. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Monty. All right. Well, I think we made it clear, even though...
Miss Marvel for the win.
Miss Marvel for the win so far. But who knows? Episode 3 comes out. When episode 3 comes out, I might be like, holy God. Okay, Disney.
He turns into a velociraptor.
Yeah, for no reason. Oh, that's
fucking Chris Pratt comes out of nowhere.
Wow. The merger we didn't see coming.
Jurassic World, Marvel Minion.
All right. Well, Monty, I appreciate you joining me, man, and
thanks for having me, dude.
These things. Of course, you're welcome anytime. You can please subscribe to the channel. If you're on YouTube, just click that like button, that subscribe button. That's how this channel grows, and we want to grow. And we want to grow with you. If you're on Facebook, the link to the YouTube channel is in the description below. Click that and subscribe to Film Trigger that way. And we do drive-by news twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we also throw in some movie reviews, trailer reactions, and you know what? Leave in the comments other things you would like to see us do here on this channel, because we do it for you. We can't do it without you. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming on. Anything. What's that? Yeah,
we'll do anything.
All right, Monty. Next time we hook up, bring the peanut butter, buddy.